You know, our bodies are constantly talking. They're sending out signals about what we're thinking and feeling all the time. But what if the most honest conversations are the ones happening in a language our eyes can't even see?
I mean, really, think about that. What if your face told the absolute, undeniable truth, even when you're trying your best not to? Imagine every tiny flicker of doubt, every surge of confidence, written right there for a machine to read, completely bypassing your best poker face.
Okay, so picture this, the perfect lie. You're in a high-stakes negotiation. Across the table, your opponent is the picture of confidence. A calm smile, a steady, unwavering gaze. Every single visible cue is telling you they're holding all the cards. But see, that's just what your eyes can see. Underneath that super composed exterior, a physiological storm is brewing. The subconscious is firing off a whole cascade of biological signals. Stress, maybe some uncertainty, and it's all completely invisible to the naked eye.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The old way, right? The surface scan. It reads that smile, assumes everything's calm, and gets it totally wrong. But the new way, this spectral scan, it just bypasses the mask completely. It reads the biological signals directly from the skin and reveals the truth. Anxiety detected.
So what is this new way of seeing, really? Well, it's called the invisible blush. This incredible idea that your skin reveals precisely what your face is working so hard to conceal.
Okay, so let's be really clear about something. This invisible blush isn't about your cheeks turning red because you're embarrassed. No. Think of it more like a unique spectral signature. It's a data pattern created by these tiny, unseen shifts in your skin's blood volume and oxygen levels. It's basically a digital fingerprint of your subconscious emotions.
And the researchers put it perfectly. They said, our skin acts as a dynamic canvas, constantly changing its spectral properties in response to these internal states. It's not a static mask, it's an ever-changing masterpiece of data.
You know, to really get a handle on this, there's a powerful metaphor we can use. Stop thinking of your skin as a mask. Instead, think of it as a dashboard, a monitor that's displaying critical information, but only if you have the right tool to read it.
All right, so let's walk through this dashboard idea. That forced smile, it's just a cheap sticker someone slapped over a warning light. The real story is the check engine light flashing underneath. That's the hidden anxiety. So what's the tool that lets you see past the sticker? Well, that's the hyperspectral camera. It's not like a normal camera that just sees 3 colors. This thing sees hundreds, revealing chemical and physiological patterns our eyes totally miss. It's like the mechanic's diagnostic tool that plugs right into the system and tells you what's really going on. But here's where it gets kind of mind-blowing. This tech doesn't just reveal emotions as they're happening. It can actually be predictive. And this brings us to something called the precognitive moment. That instant where biology actually gets ahead of conscious action. So let's really paint a picture of this predictive power. Imagine a super high-stakes choice, boiled down to a single moment. A finger is just hovering over a big red button, a risky move with huge consequences. Time almost feels like it's stretching out. The conscious mind is still weighing the options, totally caught in the balance.
But wait, before the brain even sends that final signal to the finger, the camera sees something. A specific spectral shift, a subtle change in skin oxygenation just blooms across the forehead. It's a color pattern that's completely invisible to us, but for the machine, it's as clear as day. The invisible blush appears.
And that, right there, that's the payoff. The system makes a call, prediction, action imminent. It knows the button is going to be pushed, not seconds, but milliseconds before the conscious choice is even finalized. It's reading the biological intention before it actually becomes an action. So, what does this all mean? Well, this kind of predictive power kicks off with the researchers calling the transparency revolution, the future of contactless emotional sensing. And the potential uses for this, they're just staggering. Think about healthcare, a way to detect pain or distress in patients who can't speak for themselves. Or what about automotive safety? A car that senses a driver is getting dangerously overloaded or angry and can actually intervene. For market research, this is the holy grail. You could gauge a consumer's true, unfiltered gut reaction to a product, cutting right through all that polite focus group chatter.
And all of this leads us to one final, really provocative question. It's one thing for a person to read a room, right? It's a whole other thing for the room to read us. So what happens when our cars, our homes, our devices, what happens when they all understand our subconscious emotional state, maybe even better than we do ourselves?
We used to think the face was a mask. Now we know it's a map. This insight into the invisible language of human emotion is brought to you by Vario One.